there's such a huge shift that's happened in the last 15 years, but it's really accelerated in the last 5 years, I'd say. When I first entered the media, a lot of brands were thinking very TV first when it came to their media investment. But something that was really interesting to me when I was at ITV is that all of our big TV shows, such as The X Factor, Love Island, Britain's Got Talent, they had passed their peak. If you're based in London and you're familiar with the UK X Factor, you might remember Beyonce performing in one of the finals, and that's kind of when TV peaked, and that was quite a long time ago. A lot of the viewing behavior is now shifting digital, and a lot of it is in social media, which is why Meta, where I'm working with now, is such a fast-paced company and such a huge opportunity for creators. You don't need to be a big TV star anymore to have an audience. You can actually create an audience just from using your mobile phone and understanding how to edit and understand how to craft short form stories that people want to engage with. And I think that's really powerful, and it creates a really significant opportunity, not just for the businesses that collaborate with creators on the platform or invest in ads, but also for the creators themselves. So yeah, I think there's so much opportunity for the African creator economy, and it's a really exciting time.
Thanks, Karen. And we've talked about, you said it's an exciting opportunity, but then getting down to, how do creators get paid? Like, what are, platforms like Meta or, global advertisers, what can they do to better support African creators, the unique creators who have, as you say, this local and global diaspora following as well? How are they, or how could they help them even more in terms of turning their reach into a sustainable revenue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's quite a few of creator programs that I know Meta run, and also similar platforms such as TikTok, which are focused on actually scaling creators' understanding of the platform and how to grow their following. I would say that these are usually quite limited to the kind of top creators that are growing or already emerging. But if I were to give some tips, I'd say definitely understand where are people on whichever platform you're using spending the majority of their time, and what sort of content is resonating. At the moment on Instagram, 50% of all time spent on Instagram is spent on Reels. So if you're a content creator, I would certainly recommend doing Reels as like your main sort of content that you put out there. And I think beyond the platforms helping those top or like fast growing creators, I think influencer agencies play a really important part in actually helping creators that are in that maybe early phase where they've not kind of cracked monetization to the point where it's able to sustain them full time. I think there needs to be a kind of second partner in that kind of opportunity. So I would certainly try and recommend leaning on those experts that already understand the industry and how to work with brands and pitch a creator in the way that positions them best to grow their monetization. In terms of what metrics are important, it's actually not just about followers. Yes, it's great to have, tens of thousands of followers, but engagement rates are really important. There's no point in having 1 million followers if only 0.5% actually engage with your content. So being able to show that you've got high engagement, even if you don't have a high following, is really important for brands now. And if you also think about the way the feed and the algorithm on a lot of these platforms work, so on Instagram, Twitter, now Facebook, it's moved from being based on who you're friends with or who you're following appearing in your feed to actually being AI recommended based on what interests and signals you're giving when you browse through the apps. 50% of all content on Instagram now is actually all AI recommended. So it's actually not based on that social graph, but actually about what content are you most likely to engage with. So your follower count isn't as important, although I would say a lot of big advertisers are still quite traditionally minded, so they do look at that. But engagement rate, how many people are viewing your reels, I think those are really important numbers to bring to the surface. And WhatsApp is a really, really huge focus for Meta as a business at the moment. Africa and Asia are the only markets that use WhatsApp in a really sophisticated way where you can buy products through the app, you can conversate with businesses, and now it's moving to a space where creators are actually going to be able to unlock more of those solutions. So I think that's a really exciting way that creators can really build community, but also benefit from the power that you can get through the platforms and different technologies.